Namaskar. A very good evening to everybody watching from India, and a very good morning to everybody watching in North America. This is our very first episode of Uvaacha, presented jointly by Melting Point Films, Nandini Dance Academy, and Shetu Bandhan. This is our very first episode. And we are launching this in a very proud moment in the lives of everybody with Indian roots. We are celebrating the 75th anniversary of India's independence. We artists are really grateful to be able to work in this beautiful land of ours. But then we are following the footsteps of stalwarts who have held the torch in front of us, have guided us, and are still guiding us. We have one such beacon of light right in front of us today, the most respected, the most beloved Padma Vibhushan recipient, guru, dancer, motivator, member of parliament, Dr. Sonal Mansingh ji. Sonal ji is here with us. Let me invite her to the stream. Pranam, pranam, Guruji. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है जी. I can't hear you. Yeah. No, I think, yeah, something is wrong. I can see you very clearly, but I can't hear you. With hopefully everything will work out well. I'm getting very nervous now. Um, Dr. Sonal Mansingh ji was nominated by the President of India to the Rajya Sabha upper house of Indian Parliament in July 2018 in recognition of her lifelong dedication and service to India's arts. She is the recipient of the Padma Vibhushan in 2003 from Shri APJ Abdul Kalam and Padma Bhushan in 1992 from Shri R. Venkataraman. Prime Minister of India Shri Narendra Modi nominated her as NAVRATNA for Swachh Bharat Mission or the Clean India Mission. Her unique contribution has been her lifelong work using her knowledge to address socio-cultural issues through the chosen medium of dance. As an art educator, cultural activist, and social motivator. As the founder president of Shri Kamakhya Kalapeeth Center for Indian Classical Dances, established in 1977 at Delhi, she has trained several thousand talented students who are carrying the message of Indian culture globally. She teaches the art as holistic concept combining music, yoga, Sanskrit, and cultural traditions of India. Let's see if I can connect her with her now. Guruji's here. Hello.
Am I audible now?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
oh,
Oh my God. And Guruji, this is so good. My hands are all cold now. भूल गई मैंने क्या. I just forgot what I was going to say.
namaskar to all of you, and greetings. It's been raining heavily here, so perhaps the signals were a little off.
Could
I'm
be.
so sorry.
Could be.
So
But
sorry.
never mind. It's just you're looking as ravishing as ever,
Oh,
always.
Nandini, you are so sweet. On
You
30th
know.
April this year, I
Yeah.
completed 77 and
Uh,
entered 78.
uh, uh,
So I need everybody's good wishes and blessings for me to continue living, breathing, dancing, singing.
you will, please. I mean, in
Thank
Bengali
you.
we say balai shat. Please, you will
Thank
definitely.
you,
With
Nandini.
all our strength is for all of you, because it's human beings like you, it's stalwarts like you who, because you are in front of us, we have the strength to go ahead. So that's why. And
And congratulations, Nandini, for starting this series. I think more and more now during this time, very terrible times, and it's globally terrible times. We really need to link up, bond, and be with each other in whichever way possible. So, congratulations and my best wishes.
Thank you.
So, Nandini, would you like to do it as a Q&A, or how shall we? You have sent me some ideas.
Yes. So whatever, because you know what, I felt that you have so much to share with us on different aspects. As because right now we are struggling not only just with this new pandemic that's going on with the social media, and the world is advancing at a very very fast rate. It's faster than even we can imagine. Every day this new medium and everything is coming up. So, and then the pandemic of course gave us a setback. So there are words of wisdom that applies to anybody, anytime, whether you are in the 10 years before or whether you are after. But I think these was words of wisdom will carry on. So I would first like to go ahead with you, because you started learning both Bharatanatyam first, and then you went to Odyssey, and you had started under Sri U.S. Rao and Chandrabhaga Devi. Am I right? Yes. Can you say, because you have learned from them, stalwarts like them, who we read about in books? I mean, and I have not been able to see them. So, how was it like then, and what it is like now when you are meeting and greeting new students, teaching new students, and
Yeah,
can they do better?
it's a very pertinent question, Nandini. Um, I think comparisons of those times and now would sound very strange. So, is it okay now? You can
Yes,
hear me? Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
yeah. So, I'm just saying that the comparisons would be very strange, but in any case, I had run away from my parental home to Bangalore, from Bombay to Bangalore, in 1963 after my graduation, and run away because family which had supported my extracurricular activities did not see dance as the sole aim of my life, and that conflict. Now, I was very lucky to have Professor U.S. Krishna Rao and his wife Chandrabhaga Devi as my gurus. They were contemporaries of Ram Gopal and Rukmini Devi and learned from the same guru. So Pandannallur Minakshi Sundaram Pillai, and this is the lineage. Because he was professor of chemistry in Bangalore University and very, very popular, he had been a cricketer, and his wife came from a highly literary family also. I had a very, what shall I say, holistic learning from them. The Bharatanatyam, the why and wherefore, why this position, why lines should be like this, what is the aesthetics, the visual aesthetics, what is the difference between Carnatic music and the Hindustani music that I had been learning in Bombay, 100 things. Plus, I had my first experience of gin and lime with my gurus. Uh, so it was a very, very wide thing, and I was staying with them. When I come to my own students, when I started my institute in 1977, I almost had the same experience with my students who would come and stay with me in Delhi, who would be reading in the library, who would be watching my rehearsals, who would be dancing and singing, and they were all very, very brilliant students, mind you. One of them is now in Seattle with Microsoft, and she was gold medalist in computative mathematics. It took me a long time to remember the subject. and, but these people were very different. I'm talking of 70s, 80s, early 90s. And as you said, the world has changed. Of course, times change. Now, more rapidly than ever before, it seems like that. The not only the time, but the habits, the thinking, the mindset, the needs, everything has snowballed. And we seem to be in a different sphere. Why different sphere? Because A, we are much more global than ever before. Really, as they say, the world is a global village. It was never more true than today. Number two, the requirements in life, the focus has changed in the sense that there are so many things to choose from. The computer, the social media is playing a huge role in life, especially the young lives. And there's so much. Oh, yeah, Guruji, you told us this, but I Googled and they are saying this. So the Google has become the super teacher. Whereas I don't think that Google has all the correct information. Even my driver can write something and that will show up in Google, on Google. So Google, whereas it gives a lot of information, but there is no way to gauge what is correct and what is not. But see, Google has become the great teacher. So I do tell my students that Google is okay, but you should try to think logically. And if your guru says something out of experience, out of a long life, long years, then I think you have to see for yourself. And if you have a doubt, you have to express the doubt. But never tell the teacher, oh, I Googled, and Google says this. Damn your Google. I say, they don't do that with me. But I've heard a lot of my younger colleagues, saying that, what shall we do, Didi? Students are. So that's one big thing. Second thing is, Nandini, social media. Whereas the YouTube and Facebook and Insta and so many platforms, virtual platforms have been created, which is wonderful because you reach at one go, you reach thousands. But the thumbs up or thumbs down, it can give you headache, it can make you depressed, it can make you elated. Now, this kind of influencing the mind is dangerous. Very few are able to keep their cool. Very few are able to understand that this really is not the kind of approbation we need. What we need is informed praise,
Yes. Right.
informed approbation.
So there is a lot of misinformation out there.
Yes, yes. And thirdly, I would say, Nandini, that we persons of my age and my seniority, and even the other two generations down, who are now in 50s, we came up through the word of mouth.
Yes.
Oh, she's wonderful. Oh, that Gita Govind, that Ashtapadi, that Tillana, that Varnam, that program, I still remember. You must see her.
Yes. Yes.
Plus, of course, newspapers, they had very good critics.
Yes.
Now, all that is gone in
Totally.
the past 20 years, 15 years. There is no measure, no benchmark. There is no benchmark. You can be your own great dancer, and there is nobody to tell you that, my dear, you need to work more. Why should I work more? I have 10,000, I have 50,000 thumbs up. So I'm fine. What I say is, Nandini, that things change, art forms also change, but if we are talking about something as beautiful, as time tested and time honored arts, time tested. If we say thousands of years, I say doesn't matter. 75 years of India's independence in these political times. I saw the old gurus in Odissi and Bharatanatyam and Kathakali and Kathak and Kuchipudi and Mohiniyattam.
Mm-hmm.
I held so many festivals through my institute, invited all these gurus, the great dancers, Bala Saraswati,
Uh-huh.
Kamala Lakshman, Shanta Rao, Guru Pankaj Charan Das, Guru Deva Prasad Das, Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra, my own guru, and Dr. Priyambada Mohanty Hejmadi, Dr. Minati Mishra,
Uh-huh.
Sanjukta Panigrahi, and Kshemavati, and Guru Kunchukurup, and Guru Chandu Panikar, Kathakali gurus. So, I am the golden bridge between the golden
Uh,
era
yes.
of India's classical dance traditions and today, where traditions stand as one point. I create my own tradition, I create my own choreography, I create my own sphere of dominance, of influence, of authority. So there's a huge, what shall I say, flow, a huge flow of the river of time and the continuum. But
Yes.
I say, Nandini, if I may continue, that because you asked for 75 years and because we are in these horrible times of the pandemic, from last year, the first lockdown in India, the Delhi lockdown, 2 months, March 2020, March, April, May, and then it started opening in June. But till September, October, there was hardly any activity. The shock was so much. We were shocked out of our wits. What is this? And the deaths and the kind of a new kind of illness. Again, the second wave came. And I know that even your country where you are living now
Yes.
is suffering greatly. Europe is suffering greatly. The second wave came, the second lockdown came. I was thinking that apart from helping my fellow artists, especially the freelance performers, freelance dancers, freelance musicians, freelance teachers of dance, who are not associated with any institution, they are the worst sufferers. And I created a Kalakar Sahai Fund, a fund to help such artists, and free rations and financial help as much as I could, and begging from friends and others. The big thing that happened now, which is so beautiful, and I'm very proud and happy to share that with you and your audience, that on 22nd, 23rd, and 24th July,
Okay.
now, last month,
Yes.
and 24th July was the Guru Purnima, the full moon where we worship our gurus, especially. On these 3 days, we held the finals of our All India classical dance competition. We had more than 200 entries for solo and for classical, for group dances. I had 10 judges, musicians, dancers, gurus each for solo and group. I had a super jury with Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, with Dr. Padma Subramaniam, with Manoj Joshi ji, Dr. Vinay Sarsabudhe, and Papan Angarag Mohanta, the great singer from Assam. And we selected some of these solo and dance, group dances. The last day we showed the prize winning. And you'll be happy to know, Nandini, that I have, of course, donated most of my money. The solo dance, the first prize, first 1 lakh. 1 lakh in how much is it in dollars? I don't know. And the
I have to do
second
the
and the,
math.
huh?
I have to do the math. I'm also
Yeah,
not.
but I mean, it's sort of
It's a big,
one
it's a
one hundred
huge help.
thousand,
It's a
one hundred
huge help.
thousand, which is
Yes.
a huge sum for a solo dance of 8 minutes. And the second prize and the third prize and five other prizes, and for the group, 1.25 lakh and 75,000 and all
Wow.
that. So it is for the first time that classical dance competition, group and solo, in 75 years of India's political independence was held. Unfortunately, it had to be online. Fortunately, because of that, so many
Many
across the
could
continents
participate.
saw,
Yes.
and that has given a new respect for our classical dances, traditions, a new respect for the dancers and the gurus. And I have heard that now more young people, they say, never mind the pandemic, never mind, we can do so much. We can earn fame, name, money, respect. Let's do it. And I'm so happy that my intention, my idea has come true. Okay?
Absolutely. 1 second, Guruji. I'm trying to. This is you spoke so beautifully and about the journey. I mean, it's not just because so many things happen in just this 1.5 years or 2 years. Let me say it's about to be 2 years now. I am just trying to see. Looks like this says that it has the broadcast has expired. So I'm trying to see. Um, Audience, can you just put your I mean just mention if you can still see it. इफ आप अगर है तो वहां पे अब अगर मेंशन कर सके तो कि आप देख सकते हो.
Kya?
I think I'm just trying to see if the audience can still see it.
Oh,
Yes, just give me 1 second, Guruji.
sure.
Just 1 second. Yes, I think they are still able to see it. Okay. Yes. Sanjeev Da is right there. Sanjeev Da said yes. Yes, Nidrita D is also here. It's just it's so it is truly like I have the channel that is also along with this my other platform called Shetu Bandhan. It's Shetu Bandhan basically in Bengali. I kept it the Bengali pronunciation, and it is truly in this pandemic times. The good thing is that it has connected a lot more people in a lot different ways that we even never thought of. Just like you said, you had so many participants. I remember writing to you asking if our students can also participate, because there's so many students could participate who otherwise would not have been able to travel to Delhi and perform.
Um, our next event is going to be for the expat NRI students.
Thank you. Because it gives us so much more to tell these younger generation, these digital generations, that there is more to look forward to in the classical arts. Because my experience is only this much. So with that, I have noticed how the generations are changing. Like in the same family, my own two daughters are different. Their approach to classical arts is very different, and I could see the change very quickly. And another thing that I've noticed when you talked about the digital media and how it is influencing us, I'm sure all the gurus of the past and now present, they have all noticed that attention span has come down to only this much. Yes, people just see for 2 seconds and they flip. And there is also, like when you said that there is also ups and down emotional upheavals, it is there. Even we have felt it when we see videos, YouTube videos, non-stop YouTube videos of dancers and dance schools performing. Today they did this, tomorrow they did this. You get nervous. You're like, are we really that way behind? Are we stagnating? Are we not doing enough work? And then you are judged by how many likes you get. So you get really really nervous inside that, are we doing the work right? Are we too old fashioned? So, but I somehow feel that, because I don't think that we are doing, I don't know where we are going, but I think there is a lot to mention to these newer generations. So what would you tell about this, like about the attention span? Like Jesse, when you told me first, right, that we used to read the newspapers, the magazines, all I had all the cuttings of you, about Yamini Krishnamurthy ji, about that is Sanjukta Panigrahi ji. I would cut out all the magazines and keep them in my scrapbook. So that's how I remember all those pictures, which later from Avinash Pashrachati and all that. So I feel that now online also, reviews also, we quickly skim through. We don't read the whole review either. So
You
yeah.
can't do anything about it, Nandini,
Mm,
because this is how it is now. And the more you lecture or the more you try to explain, they get a little.
yes.
So I try to say yo baby, yo.
Yo.
And they say, oh Guruji, oh ma'am. I said, so what's the big deal? Come on. Huh? You just close this and become Simha Mukha. And you can show so much. Huh? And
Totally.
whatever you do, you are dancing, you guys, you don't understand. You are not aware. That's the only difference. So, try to, Nandini, I've seen that you don't talk down to people, you connect with them, you speak to them, take them into confidence, and just make them feel comfortable that we can all do it. You have the same two eyes as me, the same eyebrows, the same neck, and the way we can use it. Now, just yesterday, the parliament, the Sunset TV, the channels have come together, upper house and lower house, the TV channels, they've been made into one. So Sunset TV, that's Indian Parliament's TV channel, one and only. They've started a new series, uh, interviews, Meri Kahani, my story, with the women MPs. And a very young, beautiful MP from Maharashtra, Bombay. She's the anchor. So I'm in the first slot of four. And that is where I was talking about all this. That, we have the same. And she said, but ma'am, when you speak in the parliament, you are very pertinent. You don't, speak unnecessarily. But whatever you say, we all remember. But more than anything is your eyes which speak. And, your posture and your. I said, my dear, it comes naturally to us because of our training. Dancer in India is all about first the physical balance, how you walk, how you sit, how you turn, how you talk, and how you use your face. I said we don't need to, clap and we never do that. But one sentence and it says all. She said, ma'am, we all have to learn from you. I said, yeah, I'm going to start the classes
Absolutely.
for the members of parliament.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because presentation is such a important thing, aspect.
Yeah,
And
so this is so what if we can push this idea, Nandini, that everybody is a dancer, whether it is a corporate person, whether it is a doctor or a lawyer, we are all using our hands, our fingers, our face. How to use these for maximum effect with minimum effort, but for which you have to be aware and learn a little bit. What they call body language now. That's a new term they think. We have been using it for centuries. And the difference is that in the Western ballet, Western classical ballet, it's a very different body. The Indian dancer's body is very different. The bone structure, the
construct.
framework, the way we use. Nobody can do the Dola Hasta, the drop. I can't show you, but the drop of the arm. they are very tight. But the Indian dancer has the advantage that the space becomes elastic. I can dance on a carpet and show you the Ramayana. I can dance in Bolshoi, which I've danced solo in Russia, Bolshoi, twice, solo, only with four musicians there. And they said, my God, we thought the entire stage was filled. So Indian dancer has this capability which we can share, Nandini. Today's person is very has become very narrowed down because of social media, because of virtual, going everything virtual. We can explain to them, open up. Even online, open up.
Open.
Use your, yes, allow your mood, your sentiment, your ideas to flow through and connect even through this machine. So I think that we can change our stance, our posture, in the sense of the philosophical, mental posture of being great. Rather than that, we are great because we can connect in every which way.
And another thing that I was reading about you, and there it says that you have, which you just now mentioned, that the dance should speak the issues concerning the society at large, and dancers must have love for literature, poetry, languages, sculpture, painting, as dance is a rare confluence of these arts. I mean, it is true. It is true because I have also, whenever you do a production, you can't just go into it. We all need to do a little bit of reading, and not just a little bit. Go as much as possible, go into as much references as possible. Can you talk about a little bit about, you have been working with Jivan Paniji and his Sri, like his works in Odia literature, how you have brought about his the different works that that is being done in the regional languages, because we are still following in many of our classical dances. We are still following the the works that were already there. Not a lot of work is being done by writers of the present times, of the past few years or the past many decades. So, can you speak a little bit about that?
Um, I'm very fortunate because my mother tongue is Gujarati,
Hmm.
because I learned Bharatanatyam in Bangalore, Kannada, I know, and because I learned Padams from Gauri Amma in Chennai, Madras.
You're so fortunate.
And the Padams, Varnams in Telugu
Hmm.
and in Tamil, and then the famous, what's his name, the great king of Travancore. So Malayali songs
Swat,
also.
Swati.
Swati Tirunal, yes. Then because of Odissi, learning Odissi, Oriya, and Bengali, I know, because I worked a lot on Rabindranath Thakur's. I danced, for Chaturanga in 1961. 1961, imagine, when Pankaj Malik came to Bombay
Aha.
for his centenary and sang, and I danced.
Yeah,
And
that was the
after that, I've
centenary year.
created, yes, and after that, I've created Dashta Naika based on,
Tagore songs.
yes, Gurudev's different songs, cult from different dance dramas. I have danced to Assamese Borgit also, of Srimanto Shankar Dev and Madhav Dev. So, what I'm trying to say is that dance is a great opportunity if we grab it to learn languages, to go into literature and pick out the jewels. Number two, the from Rigveda down to contemporary poets, everything is available to us. Depends on us. Number three, we can create our own poetry. We can create our own text. There's nothing stopping us. If you write a poem, Nandini, and you decide to dance on it, who's there to stop you? No one. In fact, it increases your creativity. It increases the connect between your mind, your ideas, and your art. Then The fourth thing I say that why music? Because Indian dance traditions are integrated with music, whether it's Carnatic music, whether it's Hindustani music, or even the Oriya, the third system of music, that's Oriya.
Audio
People
system.
don't know about it. It's very
Mhm.
different.
That is true. Mhm.
Yes, and I worked a lot on that, so I can tell you that it is fantastic. When you learn a little bit of a lot of dancers, not only now but earlier also, in the 90s and early century, this century, they dance beautifully. But if you ask them about what are they dancing, they only know what the guru taught them. They don't know the inner meaning. See, any poem or any literature has three levels. One is the Shabdartha, what the words convey. Second is Bhavartha, Bhava, what are they trying to convey? And the third, very important, is Gudhartha, the deeper meaning of the text. Now, a dancer, ideally, a serious dancer, must touch all the three levels. And the third level, the deeper level, takes time. You have to chew on it. You have to chew on it. You have to think about it. You have to get into it. And then when you dance that, people remember it forever. So, what I'm trying to say is that, for example, Dr. Sitakant Mahapatra, he's still alive, a great Oriya poet and author. His three poems, which he recited, and then I performed to it in music, we set it to music. A very, very poignant moment taken from the last moment of Sri Krishna. He's seated under the peepal tree, the banyan, the peepal tree. The Mahabharata war is finished, everything is gone, everything is over, and he's sitting thinking, just, and his one leg, one knee is supporting the other knee, leaning against the bark of the trunk of the tree. So the sole of his beautiful foot is pink. And from far, the hunter thinks it's the
The
face, mouth of the deer. He shoots the arrow. And when he comes to claim, he sees what he's done. This is the moment of this poem, Jara. Jara means shikari, hunter.
Shikari.
My God, I tell you, Nandini, even while talking about it, I'm getting goose flesh. And people across India, in the world, wherever I performed, you don't know Oriya, you don't need to know Oriya. Because the bhava and the Gudhartha is so strong. And the jar is a soliloquy. You can imagine Sri Krishna with the arrow in the sole of his feet,
Solo. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
smiling. And the hunter, starts saying, "Oh my God, you who are above death, you who are out of the framework of history, you who were Rama and I was Vali in my last birth, you who has shown the great Vishwarupa to the Brahmagyani Akrura, to Duryodhana, to Arjun, I don't want to see anything. I don't want anything. My last wish, it's a huge poem. My only wish is that in eonic cycle after eonic cycle, juge, in every yuga, may I pierce your Maya Jal, your
Uh-huh.
web with my arrow. O Sri Krishna, grant me that. O Vishwarupa, O Shiva Sundara Krishna. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's, I don't want to even, you know, It is just, I am that hunter. We are all those people who think that we are great. We've shot the arrow, and we have reached the goal. But what is the goal? Where is the goal? The goal is that which eludes us all the time. And when you reach that goal, you don't want to finish it. You say every time, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I don't want liberation. Birth after birth. I want so many births where I can cry, I can sing in ecstasy, I can dance. I don't want liberation, oh God. Now, we have the Navarasa from extreme love, physical love, the physicality of love, to rising to spiritual love. We have the Veera, the fury, the anger, the hasya. So the whole life is laid bare. The whole life is in front of us to dance, to pick and choose, to select and present it in our own way. Nandini, we are so lucky because our intellectual traditions in India are so liberated. They give you the freedom. They give you the ultimate freedom to present the thought in the way you like. And nobody can tell you you're wrong. Your Krishna, my Krishna, Jayadeva's Krishna, Mahabharat's Vedavyas Krishna, they may be different. And nobody can question you or me. Oh, how come? No one. So just imagine the freedom of speech, of thought, of expression that we enjoy. No one in the world enjoys. I can't hear you again. What happened?
Oh, no, it's nothing. So I have to just pause a little bit, and we have to reconnect, it seems, because looks like the streaming is there is some issues with the streaming. So I will just reconnect, and I'll send you another link. But I was just muted myself, so that's why you could not hear me. Sorry.
Okay,
Just give
okay.
me
All
one
right.
second. I'm trying to fix this.
One, of course.
Okay, okay.
All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to do
Okay.
this.
All right.